Today is my daughter's 17th birthday, and she is so excited about this birthday because she knows she's only one more year away from becoming an adult officially. And this particular birthday is kickstarting her senior year in high school. There are already lots of talks about senior photos, caps and gowns, prom, all of the senior year activities. She's talking about them. And it's like, girl, we still have about a year, but we're already talking. Here at the house, we are celebrating her life. We see some balloons back there. She asked me to make her favorite meal. I did just that, made her cake. We sang happy birthday. And I did have to take a moment. I took a moment to just look in her direction and take the sights in because she seemed happy and was smiling with teeth. And those that know her know that that's a big deal. Understand the significance of that because it's taken a long time and a lot of effort for her to be here in that season of life where she's actually smiling with teeth. See, this girl, she is my oldest, and I had her when I was really, really young. I was only 22 years old when I had her. I tried about 9 to 10 months to conceive her before I conceived, which is insane. Yes, I was planning on having a baby because if there is one thing that I've always wanted to be was a mom. I was 4 years old knowing I wanted to be a mom. And in my naive mentality back then, I thought, well, you gotta start young having kids. And I did just that. I was scared that I wouldn't be able to conceive, but I remember the day I found out I was pregnant with her, and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. And I took a gazillion tests. But her pregnancy was fairly easy. A lot of course, just normal pregnancies, certain discomforts and stuff. But I was just excited to be a mom. And I remember the day that she was born. I have never till this day ever heard a baby's cry as cute as hers. That sound will forevermore be engraved in my mind and my memory. And I'm a C-section mama. She was overdue by a day, by a couple days. They tried to induce me. My body just never went into labor. I personally think my body just wasn't ready now knowing what I know. But I'm a C-section mama. So when they first pulled her out, they were going to take her in her little bed into a different room while the doctor finished working on me. And I remember saying, hey, can I see my baby? And they brought her over, and I'm telling you, she looked 100% Asian. Eyes extremely chinked. And she looked like this for a good while. Extremely chinked, really pale, straight, black, fine, thin hair. I'm like, I was not expecting for my child to look like that. The only way I could tell that this was my child was because of the nose, because we have the same nose. But I remember the first time I held her in my arms. I was in the room by myself. And I was observing this nurse who was washing her, giving her her first bath. I couldn't do it. First of all, I just had the baby. I was stitched up, my legs were still numb, and I didn't have anybody else in the room with me. So I just observed her from a distance. But when the nurse brought me this baby, and then she just went away, it was just me and her. And I remember holding her in my arms and just saying, hi, baby. And I said it just like that. And in that moment, it was like, oh my gosh, like, you're here. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing as a mom. I don't even know where to begin. And mind you, this was at a time where I personally didn't have access to the internet. Like, you'd have to go to the public library. Having internet at home wasn't a thing. I didn't have a smartphone back then. And the little that I knew was from what I could read at the library. At the time, I didn't have the closest relationship with my own mom. I wasn't surrounded by women that would guide me into motherhood. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that in that moment, like, hey girl, it's me and you. It's me and you. And she was a pretty easy baby, feisty as can be. I remember like day two, she's like, she didn't want the breast. She wanted a bottle. Like she was very, I know what I want. And that's how she's always been. That's how she's always been. Now I do have to say I missed out on a lot of that one-on-one time with her first year because I quickly became pregnant with her brother, which in hindsight, I would have probably spaced them out just so I can really soak in just her first year. Like, I really wish I could have done that. Instead, I was too busy trying to navigate a second pregnancy and all the things. But she was a super easy baby. Like, I mean, slept through the night. Like, I have no complaints about her as a baby, like, at all. And she would let me dress her up and put on bows and all these things. Now, when she turned one was a different story. It was more like she decided what she wanted to dress. And that is my whimsical child. She is the one that she's always had this artsy flair about her. She can turn any boring space, which sometimes it's not boring to me. It's calm and nice. But to her, she's like, we got to add the extra flair. We got to add, these elements that are uniquely hers. And she's just always been my artsy girl. She's the girl who would wear tutus with cowgirl boots and would put on ballerina dresses with shoes that made no sense. Putting them, like, when you look at the outfit without the child, like, that's crazy. That doesn't go. But then she would make it at such a young age. She would make it work. At age 1, something happened on her first birthday. She got this gigantic curl out of nowhere. She still had that straight hair, but it's just one gigantic curl. And before I knew it, just a bunch of curls. And I started calling her Curly Sue. If you know Curly Sue, the movie, the girl in the movie, like, she just had all these curls. I'm like, you're my Curly Sue. And I can still call her that occasionally. She still has these curls, but she wouldn't let me dress her no more. Like, I only got to do that the first year of her life. Like, she's always had her own independent style. But I do have to say, I feel like she was given to me, or one of the reasons is to keep the whimsical aspects of life in my life, to not take life too seriously, to have fun with color, to remember the artsy things, she's really into the arts as well. Like, that's the child that has kept the whim in our house. That's just what it is. Now, she has always been a little bossy, but that's just what she's always been. Very unfiltered, not scared of what people think about her, which I'm like, I've had a lot to learn from that. And she loves hard. Now, it's broken my heart that she went through a period of her life where she was tremendously broken. She was broken, and it was touch and go for a moment there. It was touch and go for a moment there, but I'm glad that my girl's back. She's still a little spicy, but my girl's back, and I'm just glad that she's here. She's alive. She's well, just being a normal teenager. I can't wait to see what her life is going to turn out to be like. She's still very artsy, she has like that boho look about her. Just her style is very unique to her. And I can't wait what'll become of her life. So in the meantime, I am enjoying this last year before she becomes an adult, being involved in all the things, especially because, she's welcoming me and is inviting me to be a part of it. So I will not take that for granted, and yeah, just be a part of it. But happy birthday, girl.